Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for May 12th. We are looking at the US Japanese yen pair. This particular pair continued lower today, going and closing pretty much at its previous support. Don't know if it will break this particular support level or not. If it closes below it, we're definitely moving to the downside. Currently, we're moving kind of sideways overall if you back out of the chart a little bit, but obviously we have a negative bias. Now we are expecting this pair, however, to move potentially as high as 98.56 and possibly as low as 95.35. Look for some resistance around 97.23 and look for some support around 95.94. Now switching to the Euro USD pair, this particular pair moved up, did close pretty much at the open of the previous session. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias to the upside. Look for some resistance around 138.13. Look for some support around 134.57. Look for some resistance at 13700 and support should be found around 135.50. Switching to the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair moved higher. It did close a little bit higher than the previous bars open and close. We could see this pair move much higher. The bias is definitely to the upside, and it's moving higher as this trend will show. However, if you back out, we are hitting some with this high. We are hitting some previous resistance for our trend line. If we get a break above it, we could definitely see this thing continue and head on up to the 1.5400 level. We are expecting it to move possibly as high as 154.84 and possibly as low as 149.32. Look for some resistance around 153.50 and look for some support around 151.94. Switching to the US Swiss, this pair pulled back and then during this last session moved lower. It did make a new low, however, it did not close that low. It definitely pulled back prior to closing. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways, biased heavily to the downside, so we could get a breakout any time now. Look for this pair to move potentially as high as 111.96 and look for this pair to move potentially as low as 1.0917. Resistance around 11100 and you'll find some support around 110,000 or 1.1000. Sorry, we should find some support there. Now, we had the pound release their jobless claims change for April at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. It was better than expected at 57.1K. Now, moving into tomorrow, we have the U.S. advanced retail sales for April being released at 8:30 a.m. Consensus is that the advanced retail sales has improved from negative 1.2% to 0.0%. Overall, this is probably the fourth largest news announcement that you'll see the U.S. put out. So it definitely could move the market or at least have the potential to do so. Now, we are looking at a few trades going into this next session. The Australian US dollar pair, this particular pair that's been trending higher, does have a trend line that could look, if you look for it to be broken at this point, look to go short at around the 0.7581 level and look for it to tag this low. It's around 75 pips. Don't know if it'll make it all the way down there, but we have been moving sideways to some degree, and if you draw your trend lines from the previous lows, we're getting close to that same area, and at that point we could definitely see the market turn back around to the upside. So definitely keep an eye on that particular trade. There are several more swing trades that were made in the US Canadian dollar, the Euro pound, the Euro Japanese yen pair, and the New Zealand US dollar pair, but this is one that I'm keeping the closest eye on. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.